Now for the biggest stories this week. Amber, Anthony, I'll start with y'all. I'm going to show you a clip package referencing a bunch of news stories from this week. You look at the clip package, you tell me what's the story. Here we go.
This is trash. That's a politician giving a speech. This is a city in America. Garbage time.
I think it was cleanup in Times Square. That's what it looked like to me.
Okay. The story is Donald Trump makes his final appeal to voters before November 5th. Here's his winning metaphor about the nation he hopes to lead.
We're the garbage can for the world. We're a garbage can. We're like a garbage can.
I mean, I can tell you from his diet, he's the garbage can. And why do you think there was an E. coli break out of McDonald's after his hands were all over it?
Boy, coming off the top rope at this. Trump kicked off the week with a rally at Madison Square Garden, which was like a Nazi rally if Nazi gold was Kohl's cash. What racist moment was everybody talking about after the rally?
Do we just have to identify one?
My top racist moment is when that man said that there was a floating island of garbage and then said that Puerto Rico was that island, and you could hear people's votes being ripped in half. My God, he did it.
Okay.
My favorite racist moment was, and it's hard to pick, but my favorite, I feel like, was same guy looking at a black dude in the audience and saying, we're buddies, we carved watermelons together.
He did say that.
Here was the headlining joke.
There's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
They don't want to clap because they don't want to be mistaken clapping for Puerto Rican garbage. He also would have accepted any of these answers.
Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally.
America is for Americans and Americans only.
But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper.
Politics aside, doesn't it make you feel old to see the day Hulk Hogan can't rip a T-shirt? Does anyone know what Trump himself thought about Tony Hinchcliffe's performance at the rally?
I don't know him. I don't know who he is. I've never heard of him.
Here's Trump's review of Hinchcliffe.
I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him.
When he fired me, he didn't know anything about me either.
I have a question for you. The Trump racism thing, like, that's been around, like, for years. But at a certain point, Trump said to you, hey, do you want to come work for my administration? And you were like, yes, I do. Why?
The answer is I was a Republican. I can't say that I'm one anymore. And I was working for Jeb, and he was the last standing Republican. And I took the job. And I'll tell you something, I put my ego into it. And when you put your ego and your pride into your decision-making, you can make a disastrous decision. And that's a true story. By the way, I got to own that for the rest of my life, but at least I owned it. And then I said, okay, this guy can't be president anymore. I worked for Joe Biden, and I was banging doors in Montgomery County last weekend.
Just to clarify, he was not banging whores. He was banging doors. Doors.
Man, I'm really hoping my wife doesn't watch this again.
There's some bad ones in Montgomery County, though. Why is Trump dressed like a blackface construction worker Lego and sitting shotgun in a garbage truck? Why all the blue-collar cosplay?
My theory is that because it's a clone, right? So Trump died over 20 years ago. We have been dealing with a Donald Trump clone this whole time. And you know, clones be a little off, so they don't always know how to, like, do human stuff.
And that's why he opened the door, crooked,
Yes.
and wobble.
That's right.
Halloween came early on Wednesday when Trump dressed up like a garbage man and rode around in a garbage truck in an airport parking lot in an effort to capitalize on a Joe Biden gaffe where he appeared to call Trump supporters garbage. Biden disputed the claim, but that did not stop Trump from pretending to be upset about it.
250 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that.
Take a look at that. This may go down as an iconic epic moment that we will remember for a long time.
This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. I hope you enjoyed this garbage truck. Thank you very much.
When I saw Biden say that, I'm like, bro, like, you're still the president. You can't call a bunch of people just because you don't agree with them politically garbage.
Why can't Democrats resist the red meat of name-calling, knowing that the Republicans are just going to weaponize it into T-shirts and shitty watches?
There is outrage that is justifiable. Sure, you don't call people garbage. And you could argue that you don't necessarily call people fascists, except when they're acting like fascists. And at that point, I feel like it's okay.
He put his name on the garbage truck and then was like, I'm not the garbage. My name's just on the garbage.
I mean, come on, I think it's a very bad look for the guy. He's going down on November 5th.
There's one person that agrees with you, Anthony. Here's Trump's thirstiest supporter with a critique of Trump's campaign so far.
Well, you know, you've got affiliated PACs that are doing commercials about calling Kamala the C word, or you had speakers at Madison Square Gardens, you know, referring to her and her pimps. That is not the way to win women.
I disagree.
Here's what Trump said to women.
I want to protect the women of our country. I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not.
So, Amber and Sam, do you like it or not?
If he looked like he could protect me, maybe I would have been a little more.
Who is one woman that Trump does not seem keen on protecting?
Liz Cheney.
It's Liz Cheney. It's Liz Cheney who Trump criticized for being too gung-ho about war like this.
Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face.
Okay, now, Anthony,
no good, man.
You were the comms director for about a week and a half.
Look, it was 11 days. Don't hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Don't chip me out of that last day. I got fired on the last day. It was a big
Fair.
day.
You got your check. You got paid for a full day. Now, we need to put Liz Cheney in front of soldiers who have rifles trained on her. You were comms director. How would you spin that to the public?
You cannot spin that. Okay, and I want you to think of the courage that woman has to tell you how dangerous he is. Think about that. You may not like her policies, but she's letting you know that that move is a domino into fascism.
So Trump surrogates were out on the trail as well, stumping for Trump's second term. It's being said that Elon Musk would be the director of government efficiency, or Doge for short.
Not douche? We're sure it's not douche?
In that role, Elon Musk has pledged to cut $2 trillion from the budget and predicted Trump's economic policies would lead to hardship, economic turmoil, and a stock market crash.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, he built the Cybertruck, so he knows about crashes. But can we trust Elon Musk having the keys to the money?
Hell no. I don't trust it one bit, bro. Don't get a Tesla. Don't get in that truck. One day he's gonna turn them all off simultaneously. And he's gonna be like running our whole lives.
I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
What role did Trump tell RFK Jr. he could have in his administration?
He's in charge of wildlife extermination.
Trump seems to envision RFK in a more generalized role.
And he's going to be with us, and he's going to make sure our food is safe, our people are safe, our women are safe.
Question for the ladies.
Hey.
Who would you prefer to have as your protector, Trump or RFK Jr.? Go.
Dang.
You leaving the club.
Just from those video clips, it's even more clear to me that Trump is a clone. So I have to go RFK because he's not a clone and he got a crazy brain.
The correct answer was RFK Jr. because he already knows all the bad guys.
You run into everybody in New York. I mean, I knew Harvey Weinstein. I knew Roger Ailes. I knew O.J. Simpson came to my house. Bill Cosby came to my house.
I knew all of them.
Yeah, he's the right choice.
I knew everybody. I knew O.J. I knew Casey Anthony's parents. I knew John Bonet's parents. I knew all the guys. It's like the opposite of a humble brag. Oh, my Lord. The story is, in his final pitch to voters, Trump cosplayed as a garbage man while his wingmen pledged to tank the economy and give America polio again. All right. Michael and Sam, your turn.
Okay.
Watch the clip and tell me what's the story.
We have the Washington Monument, and we have a prosecutor, and we have the White House. This is Kamala's final message to America as she gets ready to maybe win on Election Day.
You're gonna win.
Or Tyler Perry's about to drop a new movie about the White House.
Do you think he'd cast Kamala or play Kamala himself?
No, he's gonna cast a Kamala, someone to play Kamala, like maybe like Robin Givens, but he's like Medea to Kamala, like he Medea and Kamala, like Kamala girl, you gotta go, you better smack him and like shooting in the White House.
I'm watching it.
You ever watch a Tyler Perry movie? There's no wrong answer. It's not a trick question.
No, I've watched Tyler Perry.
Okay,
Which one?
Medea goes to jail.
Medea goes to jail.
Roy asked me if I've ever seen a Tyler Perry movie.
I know you haven't. I don't have that. The story is Vice President Kamala Harris and the Democrats making their closing arguments to the American voters. Question to you all. Even as she criticized Trump in her speech, Harris made an effort to keep things positive and looking forward. How did she describe the United States of America?
As a garbage can.
Here's what Kamala said about America.
The United States of America is the greatest idea humanity ever devised.
What about corn dogs?
The biggest shakeup in Kamala land this week wasn't her speech at the Ellipse. It was how she distanced herself from President Biden.
Let me be clear, I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for.
That's it. Joe Biden must drop out of this race.
He's still the president, and she's still his vice president. Like, you can't have multiple presidents at the same time. So she has to kind of toe the Biden line up until right now.
Never gave her permission, though.
He never gave her permission.
No, she needed a green light from him, and she's respectful of him because she is his number two. But they needed to have done that on the 23rd of July.
So you don't think this isn't going to help Kamala?
Well, she's going to win, but that didn't help. But he didn't do that, and that's his ego. Remember I said I got myself in trouble due to my ego? That's his ego.
Everything you say is like a dad talking to their kids.
You're young enough. You're young enough to be my kid.
It's good. It's like Mr. Rogers, but like serious in Italian.
We're like bang, 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 farts Trump, bang, bang. Beware of your ego. For it's joking. All right.
You're going to remember me, though. You're going to remember me.
I'm never going to forget you.
I don't know if that was good or bad.
Kamala's big name endorsements keep rolling in, from Ariana Grande to LeBron James to prominent Republicans like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can anyone tell me what Oscar winner lent her voice to a new Harris Walsh campaign ad that dropped this week?
Julia Roberts.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want. And no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth.
Did you make the right choice, bitch? How do you all think Republicans are reacting to the ad?
Probably well.
Here's Jesse Waters.
If I found out Emma was going into the voting booth and pulling the lever for Harris, what else is she keeping from me?
Exactly.
What
Why
else
would
has she
she have
been
to lie to
lying
you?
about?
Why would she lie to you?
credits.
Have
Jesse
you
has-
threatened her? Why would she lie to you?
We'll be right back.